So going into the season, there were a lot of questions about the Steven Adams and Zion Williamson fit. So the Pelicans, were supposed to bring in a stretch five according to a lot of people, but they brought in kind of the opposite of that. They brought in Steven Adams, who was kind of a Derek Favors-esque player, and the question is Zion going to be able to work well with someone who also likes to use the paint a lot, because there's just not enough space for the both of them to operate the way that they're comfortable operating. So I wanted to get into how they work together, but first I just wanted to talk about how they did in their two preseason games. So in the first preseason game against the Heat, Zion played 33 minutes, shot 8 for 13 from the field, did not attempt a three-pointer. He shot 10 of 11 from the free throw line. That's the big story. Zion's 10 of 11 shooting from the free throw line in that contest. 11 rebounds and 26 total points. Steven Adams played 19 minutes, shot 3 for 4 from the field, did not attempt a three, shot 1 for 4 from the free throw line, had 8 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, and Adams had 7 total points in that game. Then in the next preseason game against the Bucks, Zion played 34 minutes, shot 12 of 22 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 7 of 11 from the free throw line, 31 total points. Adams in that game played 23 minutes, shot 3 for 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, had 9 total rebounds, 7 of them offensive, and he had 6 total points in that contest. So I'm going to spend the bulk of the video talking about how well they fit together and how they fit together, so let's get right into that. Alright, so now I'm going to go over House of Highlights, highlight tape of Zion for tonight's game against the Bucks, the preseason game against the Bucks. So I wanted to go over this and just point out some things that I was watching in terms of Zion's interactions with whatever center he was paired with on the floor. So the first two clips that House of Highlights puts in here, I don't really care to look at because they're both fast break scores. I'm looking more at his interaction in the half court with the different centers. So with this first one, he's on the other forward here is Nico Melli. You can see him number 20. He's around half court, and so this Nico Melli is a stretch 4 or stretch 5 if you put him in a small ball lineup. So this is how Zion would operate with a center that can shoot the three-pointer very well. So I mean, it's not super set, but as you can see, number 3 on Milwaukee is playing onto Nico Melli. So Zion is in the post with number 6, and Melli is drawing number 3 away from him, using his gravity as a good shooter to make sure that number 3 can't go over and help number 6 and keep Zion from scoring. So Zion gets the bucket there. So that's how Zion would operate with a stretch 5. So a lot of the debate this offseason was a lot of people said that Zion needs, a center or a big man who can shoot to play alongside him. Then the Pelicans go out and get Steven Adams and the Jrue Holiday trade, and there's a lot of debate about, is he going to work with Zion? So I wanted to look at that. That's why I'm doing this. So that's how Zion operates with a stretch 5. In this next clip, he is also with Nico Melli. That one was a fast break score, so I don't really care to talk about that one too much. This one I do want to talk about. So the Pelicans played 3 different centers tonight. They played Nico Melli in the forward spot, in the other forward spot, while Zion was on the floor. That's what I'm talking about, sorry. And they played Nico Melli, Jackson Hayes, Willie Hernan-Gomez, and Steven Adams. So I characterize Jackson Hayes and Willie Hernan-Gomez as below average centers. So they're guys who aren't the same archetype as Nico Melli. They're your classic centers. They can't really shoot. Decent rebounders, kind of like Steven Adams. But these guys are much worse than Steven Adams. So this is how Zion operates when he's paired with a center that's like Steven Adams, but not as good as Steven Adams. And of course, I'm speaking just very generally. So look at Jackson Hayes is the guy on the right block He's number 10, but you can only see the 1 on the back of his jersey. He's hunched over. And look at the guy who's guarding him. Watch what he does. So number 3 is on Zion, and look at the guy who's guarding Hayes down low. So Hayes does not threaten him enough as a rebounder to force him to box him out. So basically they're saying Hayes isn't that good of a rebounder. We'll roll the dice on him getting an offensive board. We'll just double Zion if he drives into the paint. So Zion manages to score anyway because this is a Zion highlight tape. But that kind of shows... Okay, let's look at this. I need a different angle. Alright, so let's take a look at it again. So, watch when he starts helping off. Hayes does not push into him, and he does not threaten him to rebound. So if you push into someone, you kind of force them to push back at you, otherwise they give up positioning and they give up the board. But Hayes doesn't do that. Hayes just sits there hunched over for the whole play. So the guy's saying, this guy isn't going to be in good position for a rebound, and Hayes actually ends up, you see number 0, Dante DiVincenzo comes out and actually boxes out boxes out Hayes. DiVincenzo is a guard forward. He should not be boxing out the 7-foot tall Hayes. So Hayes just doesn't have gravity as a rebounder. So Brooks Lopez does not respect him as a rebounder in there, and Hayes also does not threaten him as a rebounder there. So Brooks Lopez just plays off of him, doubles Zion, and allows the guard forward Dante DiVincenzo to box out Jackson Hayes. So if Zion is on the floor with a below average stereotypical center, things probably won't go very well for him, because if he's getting doubled when he's shooting layups, or if he's shooting in close, then he's not gonna convert many times at all. So he's still on the floor with Hayes right here, and look at this picture right here. Number 3 is the one who's guarding Zion. Look at Brooks Lopez. He's in the middle of the paint. Hayes is all the way, like halfway from the paint to the three-point line. Brooks Lopez does not respect Hayes as a rebounder at all, and Hayes should be much, much closer to the basket in this scenario to threaten for the offensive rebound. So if Zion misses and it goes out to the left side, Hayes is right there, but Hayes isn't doing that. He's far off, and he's also not respected by Brooks Lopez. So Brooks Lopez just says, screw it, I'll go into the lane, I'll double Zion, I'll risk Hayes getting a board. And Hayes ends up getting pushed around by number 24, who seems like a full 6 inches shorter than him. So Jackson Hayes does not look very good in this game, in my opinion, in clips like that. So now Zion is on the court with Steven Adams. So Steven Adams is being guarded by Bobby Portis here. Bobby Portis is a good forward. See, look at Steven Adams. Zion is getting ready to shoot. Steven Adams is close to the hoop, just off to the left side, and he is pushing into Bobby Portis. So what that's forcing Bobby Portis to do is Bobby Portis is now forced to push all of his weight back into Steven Adams in order to box him out. If all of his weight is pushed back into Steven Adams, he can't go forward to contest Zion's shot. So he's basically just a sitting duck right there. So although Zion doesn't necessarily have space, Steven Adams is almost equally neutralizing Bobby Portis in this scenario. Because look, Bobby Portis doesn't end up getting a shot contest. He's far too concerned boxing out Steven Adams, and Zion gets the put back dunk. That wouldn't have happened if Hayes was on the floor, because Bobby Portis would have been in a much better position to contest Zion's shot and probably box Zion out. So as you can see again, Adams makes Bobby Portis respect his rebounding game. So he's also with Steven Adams in this one, and look at Bobby Portis. He's also tied up with Steven Adams. Steven Adams begins pushing into him as Zion's going up for a shot. He's again just off to the side on the right block this time. And Bobby Portis tries to go for a late shot contest and ends up fouling Williamson for the and one. So just the respect and the strength of Steven Adams is forcing these defenders to push all of their body weight into him and to not play off of him. So Zion has these free lanes, even though it doesn't look free because the defender's right there. Steven Adams is basically taking the other big man out of the picture for Zion. Get a closer angle right here. So yeah, Bobby Portis is just flailing at that point. Flailing to make a shot because he's got his hands full with Steven Adams, and when he flails and tries to make a shot, he ends up fouling Zion. So he's again on the court here with Steven Adams. It's Bobby Portis. I think he's just too concerned with where Steven Adams is in this clip. He sees Steven Adams and then he snap tries to box him out. Doesn't even worry about Zion driving to the right side. That might just be a defensive breakdown on Portis' part, but still, he clearly has Adams on the brain. This one's just a very nice putback dunk. This one is a very nice block by Zion after a nice block by Hayes. And then this last one, he is on the court with Willie Hernangomez, who's number 8, I believe that is. You can see him on the left block right here. So this is another below average center. It's kind of like Steven Adams. Hernangomez doesn't have the jump shot, but so look at who's guarding at number 20 something. I can't read his number. He's supposed to be guarding Hernangomez on the left block there. Look how far he plays off of Willie Hernangomez this close to the paint. He is all up in Zion's grill. When Zion goes up for the shot, Willie Hernangomez is still like 2 steps away from the paint, or two like foot lengths away from the paint, and while the guy who's supposed to be guarding him is completely blanketing Zion. And so Willie Hernangomez just doesn't have the respect and the rebounding power to draw guys off of him like that. He doesn't know how to use his body to force the defenders to push into him. So yeah, the answer seems to be that Zion and Steven Adams will be able to play together, and they will be able to play together well. Steven Adams uses his gravity as a rebounder and just strength and size to force guys to respect him down low, and actually creates a lot of space for Zion down there. So I think it's actually going to be a great fit, and the season's definitely going to be very exciting, and people are slowly going to realize that these two can work together. And I understand that it's just preseason, which is why I wanted to talk about this specifically and not some of the box stat totals put up by Zion, because I feel like preseason can actually show us how well these two are going to fit together, because it shows us how they're going to play. And from these small sample sizes, it looks like this fit is definitely going to work, and it's definitely going to be efficient and definitely going to be good for both of these guys and good for the New Orleans Pelicans. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.